Did you know that Liverpool was once the busiest port in the entire world? Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at 10 interesting history facts about Liverpool City. Before we get started, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. If you're enjoying this video so far, then please do consider leaving a like and subscribing, because it really helps support me as an independent historian. Starting off at number 10, we have one of the busiest ports in the world. Liverpool is no stranger to nicknames. The city has been known as the second city of the British Empire, and England's second city. But did you know that Liverpool was also once known as the busiest port in the entire world? Liverpool was a crucial part in the transatlantic trade during the 18th century, moving more cargo than any other port on Earth. The reason behind this was due to the abundance of ships that were constantly coming in and out of the port. In fact, during the 19th century, the port of Liverpool was one of only 4 in the world that were open to all nations. As a result, goods from all over the world passed through Liverpool, including silks and cottons from Asia, sugar and tobacco from the Americas, and wines and brandy from Europe. The port was so busy, in fact, that at one point there were around 150 ships waiting to dock at any one time. Although the port of Liverpool has since been surpassed by others around the world, it still remains one of the largest and busiest ports in the United Kingdom. In Etno 9, we have Roman roads. Back in the days of the Roman Empire, Britain was known as a very difficult province to conquer and hold. Even though the Romans never fully conquered the island, they still managed to make some key advancements in infrastructure and development. During their occupation of Britain, the Romans built many things that are still used to this day, such as roads, aqueducts, and public buildings. One of the most impressive achievements of Roman engineering can be found in Liverpool, where a section of a Roman road, known as the Liverpool Road, is still visible near the M62 motorway. This stretch of road is approximately 2,000 years old, making it one of the oldest pieces of infrastructure in the United Kingdom. It is believed that the road was part of a larger network that connected the Roman settlements of Deva Victox and Eber, which are now known as Chester and York. Today, the Roman Road is a scheduled ancient monument and a popular tourist attraction for those looking to learn more about Liverpool's rich history. Coming in at No. 8, we have a royal connection. When King John of England died in 1216, his 9-year-old son Henry III took the throne. Unfortunately for the young king, he had no idea what he was doing. As a result, England descended into civil war with rebel barons, seizing control of the country. Fearing for his life and the future of his family's reign, the young king fled to safety in what is now known as Lincoln Castle. While staying at the castle, the barons grew tired of King Henry and his royal advisors attempting to negotiate with them. This led to the king and his court having to escape from the castle in the middle of the night. King Henry and his advisors managed to flee to safety in Ireland. They remained there until the king's power was restored and the civil war was over. Following the end of the conflict, King Henry returned to England and made his way to London. On his journey, he stopped off in Liverpool and had the town's church tower, which had previously been used as a watchtower, pulled down. This marked the beginning of Liverpool's existence as a town. Coming in at No. 7, we have the oldest house in Liverpool. If you've ever visited Liverpool, then chances are you've probably seen the Liver Building or the Albert Dock. However, few people know about Liverpool's oldest remaining house, known as the Liverpool Central Library. The building was constructed in 1753, was originally used as a merchant's house before being converted into a library in 1860. It's one of the last remaining buildings in Liverpool that gives us a glimpse into what life was like in the 18th century. The house was built by William and Thomas Clark, two wealthy merchants who made their fortune trading in sugar and tobacco. The building itself is a prime example of Georgian architecture, featuring a red brick facade and a hipped slate roof. The interior of the building is just as impressive, with ornate plasterwork and marble fireplaces. After serving as a library for over 100 years, the building is now used as a museum, allowing visitors to step back in time and explore the history of Liverpool. Coming in at number 6, we have the history of the Mersey Tunnel. Before the construction of the Mersey Tunnel, the only way to cross the River Mersey was by using one of the many bridges that spanned the river. With increasing traffic congestion and demand for a quicker and more efficient way to travel between Liverpool and Birkenhead, the idea of a tunnel was proposed in 1824. After decades of planning and fundraising, work finally began on the tunnel in 1887. The tunnel was constructed using the cut-and-cover method, where a trench is dug and then covered over with a roof. The excavation of the tunnel was extremely difficult due to the presence of soft clay and water, but eventually the project was completed in 1917. The opening of the tunnel was a major milestone for Liverpool and the surrounding area. It provided a much-needed link between the two cities and helped to boost the local economy. Today, the tunnel remains an important part of Liverpool's infrastructure, carrying thousands of vehicles across the river every day. Coming in at number 5, we have the birth of the Titanic. The sinking of the Titanic is one of the most well-known maritime disasters in history. What many people don't know is that the ship was actually built in Liverpool. The Titanic was constructed at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. However, its engines were built by the Liverpool-based company, the Vulcan Foundry. The engines were shipped to Belfast and installed in the ship before it set sail on its maiden voyage. The engines that were built in Liverpool played a crucial role in the Titanic's ability to travel across the Atlantic Ocean. The 3 sets of engines were capable of producing over 2,000 horsepower, allowing the ship to reach speeds of up to 23 knots. Tragically, when the Titanic sank after hitting an iceberg, the engines were lost. However, the story of their creation in Liverpool remains an important part of the city's history. Coming in at No. 4, we have the slave trade. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Liverpool was one of the most important centers of the transatlantic slave trade. The city's port was a major hub for the transportation of enslaved people from Africa to the Americas. At its peak, Liverpool was responsible for transporting around 50,000 slaves each year, making it the second largest slave trading port in the world behind only Bristol. The wealth generated from the slave trade helped to make Liverpool one of the richest cities in England. Unfortunately, the city's involvement in the slave trade has left a dark stain on its history that continues to be felt today. In recent years, there have been calls for Liverpool to do more to acknowledge and atone for its role in the slave trade. Some progress has been made, such as the installation of a memorial to commemorate the enslaved people who were transported through the port. However, many believe that more needs to be done to ensure that the city never forgets its role in this dark chapter of history. Coming in at No. 3, we have the history of the ferry. The Mersey Ferry is a well-known landmark in Liverpool, providing a popular tourist attraction and a vital transport link across the River Mersey. But did you know that the ferry has a long and interesting history, dating back to the 18th century? The first recorded ferry service on the River Mersey began in 1715, when Edward Custis was granted a license to operate a ferry between Liverpool and Birkenhead. The original ferries were small paddle steamers, which were powered by hand-operated paddles along the side of the vessel. These ferries were not only used for transporting passengers, but also for carrying goods, such as coal and limestone. Over the years, the ferry service expanded, and new and larger vessels were introduced. The first purpose-built ferry for the Mersey was the Waterloo, which began operating in 1831. By the 20th century, the ferry service had become a popular and reliable way to travel across the river. The introduction of larger and more frequent sailings made it easier than ever for people to get from one side of the Mersey to the other. Today, the Mersey Ferry continues to be a vital part of Liverpool's transport infrastructure, carrying hundreds of thousands of passengers every year. Coming in at No. 2, we have scouse is a type of stew that is popular in Liverpool and other parts of the northwest of England. The dish is typically made with ingredients such as beef, lamb, potatoes, and carrots, and is known for its thick and hearty consistency. Despite its simple ingredients, scouse has a rich history that dates back centuries. The dish is believed to have originated in the 17th century among the working-class people of Liverpool, who were primarily Irish immigrants. Scouse was originally made as a way to use up leftover meat and vegetables, and it quickly became a staple of their diet. The name scouse is believed to have come from the Scottish word for food, which is Scots, pronounced S-C-O-T-S-K-A. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Liverpool was a major port city and a hub for international trade. As a result, the city was home to a diverse population of people from different cultures and backgrounds. Many of these immigrants brought with them the foods and cooking traditions of their homeland, and this diversity of flavors and ingredients helped to shape the culinary landscape of Liverpool. Scouse has remained a beloved dish in Liverpool ever since, and it continues to be enjoyed by people from all walks of life. And finally, coming in at our No. 1 spot, we have the Beatles. The Beatles were a band from Liverpool, England, formed in 1960. They consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. The band is widely regarded as one of the most influential and important acts in the history of popular music. Liverpool in the 1960s was a vibrant and dynamic city, and the cultural scene was dominated by music. The Beatles were part of this scene, playing in clubs and venues across the city. They quickly gained a reputation for their energetic live performances and their unique blend of musical styles. The band's popularity exploded in 1963 when they appeared on the television show, which led to them becoming one of the most successful and recognizable bands in the world. Throughout their career, the Beatles released numerous hit songs and albums that continued to be loved by fans around the world. Their music spanned a variety of genres, from pop and rock to psychedelic and In addition to their musical achievements, the Beatles also had a significant impact on fashion and culture. Their distinctive style and image became a symbol of the 1960s counterculture movement. The band's influence can still be felt today, and their legacy continues to inspire musicians and fans alike. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already.